Hey guys, how you doing? Hey, live tonight here. Had some sound problems. Never plug in into another USB when you can't. So that was causing me some feedback sounds on there. So, anyways, I'm live right now tonight. I'm live also in the chat rooms. Those who are awake at this time of night, and I just wanted to share some stuff that's happening as we speak right now. As you look toward the left of me, that's the total numbers right now as we speak. Um, I know by the end of this night, the totals will probably go up. Unfortunately, the U.S. right now is at the top of the totals on there, unfortunately, but we'll see what happens. There's been some rumors that Easter by then things will start sighting, but we shall see, right? We shall see. I know we just had Palm Sunday for some of us here, and a lot of the different places were shut down on there. Still, people are just live streaming as much as they can on there, but obviously it's not the same thing having the full impact as far as gathering and stuff like that. But we just have to do what we can on there. But I hope you guys are doing safe out there. um I know it's been very hard for a lot of us on there, and some of us have been out of work on that. So I'm sorry to hear for that. And some people are out of work. Some people are working from home, luckily, and other people are just you know um, trying to find work. Right now, as you may just tuned in, its totals it's at 1,346 299. Um, the U.S. is at 367 um, and 461. So the U.S. is up there in the top. Spain is up at 136, 675. Italy's at 132, 547. And then Germany is at 103, 375. China's at 81, 740. And France at 74, 390. And then Iran's at 60, 1,500. And then the UK is at 51, 608. And then the list goes on that. The U.S. is actually it tripled from the other ones on there, and so as you can see on there, sadly on the stuff like that, what's happening on there, but we are still standing strong and surviving. Um, those of you, some of us are wearing face masks, some aren't. I just encourage you, those going outside, you may want to wear some kind of protective thing there, and I'll share why on that and some of it. You know what? Might as well just try to protect yourself. I know some cases, some people say that they don't have them, and then some cases they say they do. But then there's cases where they could have them, and um, whatever. So this is live right now as far as the different charts on here. You can see as I hit the charts here, New Hampshire has 2 new cases right now. New York, they're still going through so many cases on there. Um, I know a person down in New York. I just sent some masks out for them, and hopefully he'll get to them on there. So send them about 10 masks and stuff. So we'll see on their FedEx. And then let's see, just the District of Columbia, which is Washington, so 377 cases new in the US on there. So you see Blinken on there. So those are the totals. There's this case right here in North Carolina as we speak on there. And Florida has exceeded 130 now. Wow. I know they just, when we did this broadcast last week, we were talking about how all the teens were out there on spring break and at the beach, and all of a sudden now they shut it down, everything. So, and then they were doing their lockdown and checkpoints and all this stuff from people going in different places on stopping them. So they're taking it very seriously. Last time we were talking about was a where was it? It was some stuff. Oh yeah, there was a church thing where they were gathering and just some crazy stuff, on shutting things down and stuff like that. So um, yeah, so a lot of crazy stuff are happening on there. One thing I want to share with you, which is kind of interesting, um, this one case here, and I'll pull this right up here. Sadly enough, as you can see right here, this is something I found today, which is kind of interesting. So they found a tiger that has the virus on there. So this is in New York, and there was a case of a tiger that happened that has the virus on there. So I'm not going to say virus. I'm going to say epidemic virus and stuff. So tiger in Bronx Zoo in New York was tested positive for the virus or the epidemic. Tiger in Bronx Zoo, according to Wildlife Conservative Society. It says the tiger, a 4-year-old female Malayan tiger named Nelda, developed a heavy cough. So how it started was they had a dry cough, and then they did some tests, and sure enough, she has the virus on there. It says the zoo said that the cats were infected by a person carrying them. Wow, this is pretty heavy. So, so obviously there was somebody who had the virus and then was visiting the zoo and then gave it to the tiger. Is that crazy or what? I mean, but sure enough, that's what it says. This is what happened, I believe, today and stuff. So that's why I wanted to share it with you on that. So so far they've been some evidence on this stuff about animals having the virus like dogs. You see it in China where they have these masks for dogs, and they were saying I think I saw something like about a week ago they were saying they're making masks for cats and stuff like that. But sure enough, here's in the US in New York, as we speak, a tiger at a zoo has the virus, and it was caught by somebody visiting. So that's pretty crazy, man. I don't know about you, but that's pretty crazy. So is this a virus or what is it? I don't know. So this is crazy news, but it's true. So that's in New York. As you know, New York is there's a lot of cases on there, very heavily. A lot of people are wearing masks, and I look at the webcams of what's going on there, and it's kind of completely empty and not much happening on there. And yeah, it's pretty sad and stuff, but that's what's happening on there and stuff. As you know, this past weekend, Sunday was Palm Sunday, and this is an interesting news here. Um, this happened on the weekend of Palm Sunday. It says at least 17 states, exceptional religious leaders gathering from stay-at-home orders. So this article is actually of a person who actually congregation that decided not to do the live stream thing, but actually met at a service, and there was a couple of them on there. Yeah, yeah. So they were meeting regardless. And her comment was here, what it says, and it's in one of my videos, by the way. She said that uh, um, I'm not afraid because the blood of Jesus covers me from this virus. So she's not afraid of going there, but she feel very important about going to church on that. So that's a test of faith. You know, that's really a really huge test of faith. I mean, if you were in that situation, what would you do? Would you take that? Would you still, be going to church and stuff, even though all this stuff is happening? It's pretty crazy. And some churches will just close down right away, no problem, no hands down there. I know a lot of us have been watching the Palm Sunday thing with the Rick Laurie that he has on, especially, yeah. So anyway, so here's the article of church going actually going no matter what in gathering. So we had that one on what was it in Florida where the church was shut down and the pastor was arrested and all this stuff for having people gather worship the Lord. But these people decided they're going to go ahead and do it anyway. So uh, you're probably going to see a lot more happening on that, especially because this is the week of Easter. This week, as we speak, there's happening. Since we're in that subject, I'm gonna bring that up. So, like, this is fresh off the press. Also, the Netanyahu announces the national wide lockdown for Friday, which is Good Friday on there, and then as you know, it's Easter on there. So I'm just gonna hide that a little bit there. There we go. So yeah, so there's still going to be a lot of churches that not going to have services going on, and but then will there be some people gathering on there? I mean, for Easter, that's a huge thing for church gathering. Most people go to church on either on Christmas or Easter. Those are the most times where people actually go. Um, but also, it's the most important part because it's the Jesus dying on the cross and for our salvation and all that. So it's it's a very touchy time, I would say, on that. But anyway, sure enough, on that, you'll see the thing happening. So we'll see what happened on Easter. There was also a word of a person that said that the virus will start sighting down around Easter, so you can actually see a downhill on there. So we'll see. It's not Easter quite yet, but it's the Easter week, so it's Passover actually in some cases on there. So, but sure enough, here's the one from article on there. So regarding services on that, so we don't know what's going to happen on this stuff, but this is history. What's happening because we never had church where it's actually a virtual thing, especially on an Easter. I think the other thing that was pretty history was Easter raining. You're talking about Easter morning, and then all of a sudden having service, and it's like pouring rain. It's like kind of like the things that you just don't hear of, but it happens. But this is the first time that in history where we're actually if it does happen, where people are going to be watching it virtual, meaning on the computer, on the iPhone or tablet and stuff like that, and joining on Easter service. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So you might want to, if we survive these things and another decade comes forth and young ones, you may want to tell that to your grandkids or your kids on stuff about this history that happens. But this is definitely history, folks, of what's going on, and especially with Easter and all this stuff. Um, I was talking to a person, a pastor, actually today, and he was telling me that he was has a men's group, and they have a prayer thing, and they're meeting on Zoom, and he had about 26 people on Zoom. I didn't know Zoom can do that, where you can actually have a huge gathering, but I was told, yeah, you can do that, a whole classroom gatherings on online and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting stuff, huh? I'm gonna go into this one segment here. Let me see here if I can find it here. Um, all right, all right. So we have some people in the chat room. Thanks for joining in. Janet says, "Take care, everyone. Blessings on you, Janet." And then Mark Lopez, he says, "Stay home alive." Yeah, that's right. Thomas says, "God bless, protect everyone." That's right. And then Margaret says also that it's curious on the volcanoes on the Philippines. Yeah, the volcanoes stuff are happening as we speak. We just don't cover much about that. Um, and this, yeah, I cover the volcanoes and all this stuff here, but yeah, definitely, the things are happening and stuff. Earthquakes. By the way, on the earthquakes, just for today, um, they've been having more earthquakes in San Diego area. And when I'm saying San Diego, I just reported something on there on called Salted Sea, and that's if you look it up in the on Google, whatever, it'll zoom up and you'll see this sea thing where it's all like dry, and they had a picture here. It was like kind of a red water, kind of reminded me of the blood red water kind of thing, and everything's all dried up and everything. But I did a article one time, special broadcast one time, where saying that this is volcanic, and I don't know if you guys remember that, but Salted Sea is one of the volcanic things, so that could be expressed why there's earthquakes happening on there. And I mentioned about that with Ridgecrest at that time, that there are some volcanic activities and stuff like that happening, but also the Utah one too. If you there's a fault line there, but also there was a story that I covered saying that there's some underground volcanoes happening and stuff. And then talking about Idaho is where I think a few days ago or this or last past week about the I think it was a 6.5, and then I mentioned that Yellowstone is right there too. Um, so there's definitely in this times there's definitely earthquakes and there's definitely volcanoes happening at the same time. So don't forget that. So yeah, we have this epidemic happening, which is kind of interesting because everybody now are bringing up with the Matthew 24, which is talks about rumors of wars, right? And then the earthquakes in diverse places and different places, uneven places you never even seen earthquakes is in many places. I think that's what it means in many places on that. So those things are happening behind the scenes as well, and the different stuff that's happening on there. So moving on that. Hey Jennifer, thanks for joining in. Earthquakes are on the what is it? Up tick. That's for all right. So yeah, interesting thought on these things, by the way. But um, I just wanted to share with that, so I thought it was pretty interesting on there. So um, speaking about interesting news as well, as you know, let's see, this weekend story on the UK guy, our prime minister, that happened there is very sad, but this happened, and so everybody's praying. Even our president Trump's kind of praying. He says to say a prayer for him. This is pretty shocking as well because there was two things that happened. Also, the Prince Charles, as you know, he has the virus as well, so he's home on being quarantined. And then Brian Johnson now being quarantined on the virus, so we need to keep him in prayer as well. So these things are crazy, but it's happening. This is reality, you know what's happening. So um, so fast news on these things. So as you know, this has happened. I think over the weekend. Was it Sunday? I believe, right? Sunday. Yeah. So that happened, and going on here. The interesting part was on this, and this is why um, I think it's important to wear masks and stuff like that, because like mentioned about the tiger thing, the tiger again, bringing up the tiger here. This tiger was caught with the virus. According to the article, the news article, it says that somebody who was infected went to the zoo and gave this tiger um, the you know virus and stuff like that. So pretty crazy stuff by giving it to a tiger. Down in the Philippines, this what's happened here. So I didn't make this up here, but this is why it's important for us to wear masks, because in some places they take it very, very, very seriously, and this is what happened in the Philippines. So from somebody not wearing a mask, and that they take it very seriously on that in some places and stuff. You know, I look around, and I see more people wearing masks and stuff, but then I see situations where people aren't wearing masks, and I can't figure that one out. And some of them say, well, I don't need it. It's not that bad and all this stuff, but you know what? Hey, if a tiger is getting it, then it just shows you how bad this thing is. So, um, I I don't know. You can do whatever you want, but I think it's kind of important to do that. I was talking to somebody in Idaho that she was putting a mask and gloves and everything because she felt she's supposed to do that. So that shows you how weird about this thing. We don't really know what it is, but people are catching it. Um, Here's an interesting thing that I don't have a picture of, but this is a situation in McDonald's. A worker was working at McDonald's, and then somebody caught the virus, and basically this other employees they walked out of it because they said that here it is, employees in Los Angeles are demanding that the company provide more protective gear. And so what happened was one of the coworkers, it says, one of our coworkers let the people know that a female worker had been tested positive for the virus Monday or Tuesday. The workers are demanding the company to bring more protective equipment and masks to keep the workers safe. And it says that some of the employees have pleaded that McDonald's send more gears in that. So what happened was one of the workers caught it, and then a few of the workers just said, "Hey, I quit." So that's what happened. Not only just McDonald's, but also there was a situation in the Dollar Tree place as well. There was some kind of stuff happened there as well. Um, and then, wow, this is pretty heavy, but grocery workers. Here's an article here. It says grocery workers are beginning to basically having effect from the virus. It says major supermarket chains are beginning to report the first virus-related employees, leading to beep and leading the stores to closures. So it says uh, anxiety and among the workers and epidemic across the country. So places like Trader Joe's and it's in New York, and then Walmart in Chicago. Let me see if I can get that shot here so you guys can see for yourself as I'm reading, so you know I'm just not making this up, man. Let me see if I can grab that here. Let's see here. All right. See if I can see the second. All right. See if you can get it. Okay, there we go. Hope you can see it. So I'm showing this thing here, as you can see, of Walmart, and then the different places here as well. Walmart and different places are having effect. This is Amazon worker, um, Trader Joe's, and different grocery stores are people are getting starting to get affected on that. So that's not a good thing. Not a good thing there, as you can see. So that's this thing is going wide stretch on there. So very crazy stuff on there. Also, there was a news that I wanted to show you, but I put it over on my other channel. And basically, it showed in China there was a great celebration where I think like millions and millions of people gathered in this mountain, and it was so packed that they had to basically shut it down. Let me see if I can find that article for you. This is pretty crazy stuff. Um, again, this happened, and it was like all these people gathered in this mountain top, and they were just there's too many of them, so they were told to. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm going to do a snapshot on this so that you may see. Let's see here. All right. Okay, it says thousands of tourists gathered on this mountain, and basically they gathered there, and because they said it's okay to go there now because you know everything's going good or something like that. But so you see like thousands of these people going to this place here. Let me see if I can get a snapshot on this stuff. So it's pretty crazy stuff. But this happened today, or this weekend, actually this weekend. I'm going to take this over here, and we're live, by the way, if you just tuned in. And so yeah, let me get this here, put that bad boy out. All right, and I'm going to do this here so y'all can see what I'm talking about here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, so you guys see that picture there? Okay, so this picture was taken, I believe, our Sunday. Sorry. Stuff going on there. Okay, so you can see that picture. So, I mean, this is just a snapshot, but this is like, I don't know, like millions of people gathering on this bridge on there with all masks and stuff. So they had to shut this down because there were so many people that all of a sudden came, and so I thought it was pretty crazy on there. So all these people with masks, they went to this tourist spot up in the mountain to, I guess, to get away to celebrate. This is mountain range. See, it's about 20,000. Sorry, 20,000 sightseers flocked to a popular mountain range in China over the weekend, forcing the authorities to shut it down as the country loosens its restriction on the outbreak. And this says photos, videos circulating around social media showing the packs of wearing masks, wearing crowds joining in the Yellow Mountain. They call it the Yellow Mountain, and they gathered for a traditional festival there, known as the Tomb Weeping Day or something. They call it Tomb Weeping Day. So all these people uh, gathering uh, over in this mountain wearing the mask. So obviously, they're not practicing the 6 feet thing. So that's a little slapstick humor there. Sorry, on there. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff, huh? So this happened not long ago as well on there. So thought I'd share with you on that. Also, this is something that happened today as well, and I'll pull this up here. And I thought you guys would like it. Okay, so what you're seeing here, this is in Florida, and so what it is, it's a food bank thing, and there was, I would say, like millions of people. It was like a mile long stretch. It says, yeah, so it says about a mile long stretch of cars waiting outside of Florida Food Bank, um, and they're giving out food. Reason why is because a lot of the farmers and different places, because of the lockdown, things are spoiling. So they decided to give out the foods out. It says the feeding the South Florida seen as a 600% increase in the numbers of people asking for food as millions have been laid off due to the virus. So there's millions of people being laid out, and they decided to give out, um, some food. I don't know if you guys can see this totally, but this goes all the way up there. And there's another picture here, if I can pull it up here, that just shows like it's incredible. All these. Let me see if I can pull that one up here. I don't think I can. But let me see. Is that the same one? Yeah. Okay. So here's the other picture here, by the way, and so you can see um, that all these cars are lining up. People are getting food. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, wow. I don't know what's happening in you guys' state, but this is in Florida. Um, there's huge lines of traffic jams of people getting food. Um, no riots or anything like that, so they got it pretty controlled. But I mean, man, this is pretty crazy. Look at that traffic, man. Let's pull that up here. See if I can do two of them at the same time. Hold on a second. Bear with me, folks. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna make that a little small. Okay. So here's that traffic jam, and all these people are just like gathering for food and stuff. So this is Florida. This is happening. This happened today. It says, yeah, this is an area view of the drone of on Monday. Wow, all these people. There's other pictures on there, but I can't put all of them up, because it's too hard. So, anyways, yeah, this is crazy on that. So, man, God bless these guys who are volunteering and helping and feeding, all these people and their stuff. But yeah, wow, it's crazy, crazy stuff. So, but it's happening. It's what's happening out there. So this actually doesn't show you all of it, because there's another picture that actually shows like 2 lanes of this huge line of people getting food. But that's what's happening, folks. That's what's happening. All right, I'm just gonna read some of the comments here. There's a lot happening. So I want to know what you guys what's happening around your place. I mean, I talked to one person that was in. Oh, there's Aaron from Indiana. Sorry, Indiana. There's Amy from Western New York State. How's it going there? It says lockdown in Western New York City. Wow, I know. And then earthquakes are, yeah, okay. Earthquakes are happening there. It says virus doesn't discriminate. That's right. Um, let's see here. Indiana. Jennifer's from Kansas. How's Kansas doing there? Um, Alvarez says that she's from Mexico. Things are pretty normal here. Well, that's good. I'm glad things are normal there. It says, I don't know the initials here, but it says, my wife and I are wearing masks when we go in the public. That's right. You should. So just keep in mind, I just wanted to share that picture of that tiger because, I mean, um, this person gave the virus to this tiger, which is crazy. So I don't know. So anyway, so it said, okay, let's move on here. It says, Rochester, Michigan, stay home in order in place. That's good. Um, let's see, April. Amy says that in the hospital for unrelated stuff, it's exploded there. It was really scary. Yeah. You know what? I knew somebody in the hospital and they have it because of the lockdown. I can't even visit that person. And also, I was told that even if you're a family member, you can't go visit, um, you know, the person who's in the hospital. So I'm going to take this down here so you can see this charts on there. Again, this is live charts, by the way. We're just going to do a little scan here. Okay, Florida has about 130 new cases just now as we speak. Miami airport approves to receive flights from Europe. Interesting. Okay, that was there last time. California, let's see here, 5 new cases in San Diego. See here. Okay, all the schools are closed. See NASA employee. Oh, interesting. I don't know if you saw this here. As you can see, this is fresh off the press, bro. This is California NASA employee tests positive. So some person from NASA uh has the virus. This is new as we speak as we're live right now. Interesting. Let's move up here. Where's this? This I believe is in Canada. This is okay. Canada 14. Wow, 14 confirmed now in Canada. Let's see here. This one here I can't go up there. Okay, Washington State. Let's see. Washington converts motel into 14. Wow. So they I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a motel that they made it into a hospital quarantine zone on there. Interesting. So let's look over here, and this is New Mexico. New Mexico, it says up to 495 on there. New Mexico, and then this one here, I can't see exactly, but it says somewhere there. Okay, so Louisiana. Yeah, I was reading something this weekend about Louisiana too. There was it seems like they said that the average is growing very high, so it's actually rapidly happening. So 91 cases on there now. And Florida we already mentioned on there. See here, Mexico. Okay, so interesting here. It says Mexico, and I don't know. We just spoke to someone there from Mexico. It says Mexico uh, raises up to 164 and from 118. So 118 up to 164 new cases. This one here is Honduras. 2 new cases there. Costa Rica says 4 new cases in Costa Rica. 4 new cases in Costa Rica. And then, it's really funny. No, I wouldn't say funny, but really strange in these other places. Not, I'm talking about like places like in Montana or like even in Idaho, some more of the like even this is I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is Montana. Let me see if I can move Montana. Speaking about Montana, now Montana, if you don't know Montana, Montana's pretty spread out. It's one of those spread out, open plains. I call it open plains, and it says here there's 46 cases now, 46 cases, and I was looking at Nebraska too. And as opposed to like New York or something like that, where it's really hit really hard, but then you go to these places like in Montana where it's pretty spread out, and then you're still getting cases on it. So I just don't understand that. Maybe you guys know. Um, New Mexico, I mentioned about that. Kansas, this is one new case in Kansas. I don't know if you can see that, but it says it right there. Missouri, okay, it says woman home from Italy, um, first Missouri. Wow, interesting. So it could be also the traveling thing, but let's move all this here. So let's look at this map here, for example. So you can see the actual things are happening in this area right here, mostly on there. And I'm not going to go over here because Morocco and different places in there, stuff like that. So this is live. It's kind of crazy, but it's being spread out on there stuff. Wow, 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 wow! Crazy, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. So, if you're new to the channel, if you've been watching us for a long time, I appreciate it and everything. I just want to give you a chance. Also, let's just move this back here. The totals on there. So, as you can see now, this is the totals that are happening. Sorry for mixing these up. Um, if you ever feel led to give, I do have a donate button here. I do have links below where you can actually help us out and maybe help us out financially or give us some some funds or whatever to help us have this broadcast thing going on, stuff for new equipment and so far. So I have links below. Also do Vimeo and different easy donation buttons on there. Um, if you guys can, that'd be cool on there. And then also you guys could subscribe too, so that'll help as well. So that's my little infomercial on that part there. Um, let's see here. Alien says, interesting. Alien says, Walmart lines up, closed down everybody in. Wow. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it says Alien says that Walmart lines up, closed down everybody in um, Canada. Wow. It says only couple, and CT says only couple of weeks for these people to stand in line for food. How will these people survive? What do you mean? Let me know. Wow. 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 Okay, I just got something about Boris Johnson. Pass. Oh, really? Wow, interesting. I'm gonna get some water here. So, going into that topic is about masks. Do you guys think we should wear masks or we shouldn't? You think it's necessary or not? I just wanted your opinion. Those who are actually right now listening, watching live as I'm drinking my water. Do you guys think it's a good idea? I mean, I still see people that are wearing masks and some people aren't, and I just don't understand that. There's a theory that they were saying that the that like in China, someone was telling me that their totals have kind of stopped and actually decreased it. It just stays at that one stuff. It haven't gone over. And someone was telling me, and I don't know if it's true or not because I don't know. But what I hear, they were saying that it's because they were isolated. As soon as that happened, they put all their mask ons and everything. But not just them, but also looking at let's look at this map here for a second. I just want to see some. Um, I remember when this thing came up. It was like China was in the top, and then it was Italy, uh, the second one, and then it was Spain, and then the U.S. U.S. was number three. But then now we're looking at it is that the U.S. is like tripled. It's like in the very top at 367, thousand. And then when I was looking at it, then it was Spain. I mean Italy second, but now Spain has gone up, further up, and then Germany is going up as well. So I don't know. I don't know. This is pretty crazy on that, but we'll see what happens on there. But also look at the recovery maps as well, and some of the things I'm looking at too. Also, they're saying it's because of immune system, and it's because we need to keep our immune very strong and stuff. And I believe that's part of the thing that we need to do too. But I think just keep yourself safe. This thing about the tiger getting it really kind of bothers me because if you read the article, what I read, in case you missed it, just go ahead in the beginning part. But if you just tuned in, it talked about the person who had the virus went to the zoo and gave it to the animal. So that's pretty crazy, and that was in New York. So I don't know. That's the first. They say it's the first case of an animal being affected, but I know there was another thing about what was it? The um, where was it? It was a dog was infected too. Also, I saw an article that I didn't put up here. It said that someone who had the virus and stuff was recovered from it, but then all of a sudden now he has it again. So they're saying that could this virus thing could it like regenerated itself or something like that. So pretty crazy stuff, isn't it? But anyways, in this as we go to Passover and this week and stuff, just be safe. Watch over you guys. I'll probably report some more stuff here. That's all I have so far for you guys. I don't want to bore you with myself, but I just want to say thanks for tuning in and everything. Why don't we um, why don't we pray? I'm just gonna do a little prayer for you guys and pray for your protection. Lord, I pray, Father God, that you would just protect everybody here, Lord, tonight, and watch over us, Lord. And I just pray this whole thing about Passover, Lord, that this will pass us over, Lord. And I pray for those who are out of work or at home or quarantine and stuff and out of work, Lord, that you would help them and protect them, Father God, and be with them. I pray in this time that you would be with all of us and show us what's going on and how to protect ourselves and help us. Also, I can say, help us, God. Help us, God, in this hour. I pray that, Lord. Hey, guys, thanks for joining tonight. And I know this is a quick one here. I'm sorry I'm not as organized as usually I try to be. I've been having some problems with the software and stuff. And but I thank you guys for listening, and we'll keep you informed of more things to come. Thanks a lot. You guys, take care. God bless you guys. Have a good, safe week, and we'll probably continue this on, I guess, Wednesday, and or as soon as we can to let you be informed of what's happening because I think it's really important in this time in this hour, and so you guys take care.